Hello everyone, welcome back to another Immortal Invitational game. This time it is my teammate Randiv playing as the Hunters versus Sir Backstab playing as Dracula. I shall definitely try to keep the commentary, even though obviously with it being my teammate, as you are likely already thinking, the commentary may end up being a little bit biased, but, well, no one else was available to stream, and I couldn't find a co-commentator, so I shall definitely try to keep the bias to a minimum, and in addition, I don't yet have the technical knowledge I need to operate YouTube at my chat at the same time, so I'm afraid that I won't be able to answer your comments. I shall need to work on it, but so that is on my to-do list and such, but let's just see how things go. Let the week 1 supply train begin. Look at fun wolf. Don't know why I did all caps. Yeah. Or Rufus. Okay. Well, I had searched despite the fact that Randiv seems to be repeating a mistake he made in a previous game. It's a very minor mistake, but I suppose he doesn't have a surprising return yet, and therefore that makes it unlike last time. I suppose that's his thinking. Everyone would still search even without a surprising return, because you'll have plenty of time to find one. By the time Dracula chooses to go to sea, unless that is Dracula chooses to go for an Ireland start, which I would find rather wacky. If I had to guess where Sir Backstab elected to start, I would guess somewhere in the east, as he is a newer player to the community, and therefore will likely go. Therefore, I think will more likely go for the more obvious sort of thing. But then again, perhaps he'll surprise me there. We'll see. Right. Okay. Yeah, not much to say this early. I don't really know much. I haven't played with Sir Backstab or seen him play yet, so I can't really say anything about his skill levels. He's been struggling so far, but as that's only to be expected, as he is a newcomer. But from what I've heard, he has definitely been improving, and well, that's kind of the whole point. Not the whole point, but obviously he does want to get in some wins here and there, but But again, we'll see. It may be that well, what can I say? What can I say? Maybe that Sir Backstab will manage to defeat my teammate and get his first win. Okay, allowing this card to garlic. Not all that surprising. Not really at all surprising. While garlic is a decent card, it's not the sort of thing you will hesitate to throw away. Oh, there's that surprising return, just as I said. So once again, if he had searched, he could now use that surprising return as a search or as a way to get Rufus Smith back as soon as Dracula goes to sea. Yeah, just doing ticket economy. Yeah, there's really just not much to say at this stage of the game. The supply train has barely begun. We've only seen one discard. The only real thing that's really of interest is the fact that Mina now has a surprising return, and when he allied the Rufus, it's so yeah, we'll see how this goes. Sorry if I'm not exactly being all that entertaining, but when one doesn't have a co-commentator, it is a bit difficult. Especially at this stage of the game, when you know literally nothing about when you know next to nothing about what's going on. Okay, the traditional misdirect. Jack's apparently really thinking. Yeah, until it's some Scouts newspaper. Basically, until the trailer's revealed, there really won't be much to talk about. Okay. The hoax is starting to look rather juicy, I will say. Okay. Just continuing with the supply train with ticket economy mixing. Interesting. Van Helsing's really passed there. Seems to indicate that Van Helsing has gotten some good ticket draws. Possibly double white one already? That is something that's a little bit interesting. To be sure. Unless I simply missed something. Okay, newspaper day. As soon as Dracula moves, that is. Okay. Rumor token. Okay. So that seems to say that's a vampire first. I mean, otherwise, why would he do that? So that, in a way, depending on how you look at it, somewhat lowers the pressure on the hunters, because since the scariest thing for the hunters at the very beginning, in truth, is not so much a rheumatoid vamp, but instead a well-fed hoax. And here we have six, so nearly 25% of the Drac events right there for him to pick from, if that were a hoax and it matured. That would be rather nice. Scouts, okay. Let's see what we find. Ah, yep. Eastern, as I thought, it would be is indeed in the east. So now the question is, how well prepared are Gul'daming and Seward, and just the other hunters in general? I mean, of course, the bad news is that the bad news, of course, is that now there's going to be some since there's no since Mina wasn't there to scan, that first spot could be Sarajevo as well. Also, the only thing we know is that it's not Valona. He didn't come directly up there. Possibly a hide card, and it's Constanta or Galatz? I don't know. The good news about this is that, more likely than not, Rufus will see some action, due to it being an Eastern start. I think that will be most... I think that most likely that will... that Rufus will likely see... That eventually Dracula's gonna have to take a dip into either Ionian or possibly even Black Sea, depending on exactly how the trail is. I mean, it is of course possible that he does the Adriatic, but the Adriatic is the easiest one to track. So as a result, if he does do Adriatic, then I mean that's kind of so what. That's very easy to track, at least if he lands immediately. What else are we gonna be saying? So not Valona. So, Glatz, Klausenberg, Bucharest, then? And it could be like these two could be mixed in. Could be just Black Sea coast into Bucharest just now. I don't know. It will likely be a bit of time. Is internet being a bit wonky? I hope not. Let's... Don't know why this is happening, but... Let's... doing something a reset by leaving the game and going back in. Oh. Bother. Looks like we may well have to close the game itself. Sorry, everyone. A click glitch. Oh, there it is. Alright. Yeah, something is going a bit wonky here. May I just have to call off the live stream. I'll have to... Alright. Sorry, folks, but it looks like something has just gone wrong for me. Just gonna have to call all this unless... Okay, give this one more try. It will... It's really sad if I have simply lost access by attempting to stabilize internet. Oh, way back in. Let's see what has happened in our absence. Alright. So the discard has expanded, so there's a few firearms and holy bullets. Crucifix. Yeah, he's moved. I wonder what manner they used to get there. Well, I suppose, yeah, that would have to be horse movement from Vienna to get to Klausenberg in one turn. So he did not go to Klausenberg. Didn't bring Van Helsing off. Start bringing Van Helsing over, which I think I would have. Okay. Alright. If that was a 3-2, I might have considered going up to Berlin and then going down to Vienna from there with another yellow 2. I don't know. Anything? Okay, yeah, nothing new. This is going to be interesting. I might have also had Seward move down to Sarajevo, because now if Dracula might be able to slip through Belgrade and then up and break into the west, and if that happens, the hunters may struggle a bit. So again, okay, trading to Gul'daming, trading with Gul'daming. I don't know. I definitely would have brought Van Helsing off the started bringing Van Helsing to the mainland, if only to just get that done with. But unless that is he had a real vital trade he had to do. I suppose I can see it. Like, possibly, I don't know, an emergency escape route? Heroic leap, mayhaps, that he only just picked up or something? I don't know. My guess is that the first encounter is at Salonika. Salonika, Sofia, Bucharest, and then he went Belgrade, perhaps? Mind you, they had not yet moved when he moved last. So he might have gone Black Sea Coast and done the classic, like, playing scared Dracula. But if he did go to Belgrade, then he could now be trying to sneak through here. So, first thing I'd do is send Gul'dam to check Belgrade. See if that's happening. I honestly don't know how... Okay, yeah, horse. But to where? Going black... Checking... Okay, so it is Black Sea Coast. So it was Black Sea Coast they started at. The question now is... where is he now? Where is he going now? Is he attempting to come out into and head west, or is he going down towards down towards these ports? I think I would check Belgrade with Seward. Just make sure that that's not what's going on. Okay, slow horse. But that doesn't stop him checking Belgrade, so... Ah! So he was doing that. At least somewhat. We don't know for certain whether he's still doing that, but it stands to reason that if he went Belgrade, I imagine he'd go Sarajevo or Szeged next. Probably Sarajevo. So Van Helsing needs to come off the island, in my opinion. I hope Gul'daming has a stake. Otherwise, that vampire... Then again, they could... Randiv could simply sack off the 6 or 7 points and simply let the next... All of that stuff would mean nothing. So long as they figure out where he's going next, then they might be in decent shape. So Mina, I imagine, will advance to Munich, or if she has a horse, potentially use it and try to go to Zagreb. We'll see. Will Gul'daming search this? I wouldn't. Not yet. I mean, it's a matter of, are you going to try to get rid of the vampire or not? If you aren't, then if you are, then don't search it yet. Oh, I'm not sure. An aristocratic, but not the rumored one. So I think, yeah, can't say I like that. Another aristocratic. Apparently Sewer doesn't seem to have a stake. I might have actually considered letting that live for a little bit longer. So that you can... Such, if necessary, Sewer can come and help deal with Varna. Because if they don't deal with that, they have now gotten delayed, lost 1 day action, and discarded a stake for nothing. In effect, for nothing. So... I can't say I like that. At the very least, the Constanta one. If he had not done the Constanta one, I wouldn't mind the Belgrade search. But if you're not going to save that stake for the rumored one, then what are you going to do? So, Gul'daming's got to at least try to deal with Varna for what he's done so far to mean anything. I suppose let's hope it's not a fighter ramp. At least, if you're rooting for the hunters, let's hope it's not a fighter ramp. The fact that there's no ambush... On the one hand, Sir Backstab is newer to the community, so would he have So does he simply not ambush with vampires in general? Second, or is it that he knows the meta, and that's simply the third aristocratic? Because if it is, then the hunters have gotten lucky. Okay, Van Helsing, you need to come off the island, man. I can't say I approve of leaving him there so long. Then again, May's just holding trash in his hand. Discarded dogs. I would have Mina supply so that she can maintain the barrier, just keep blocking Munich from Dracula. Good. Oh? What's this? Newspaper report, maybe? And he had to choose between immediately and dusk? Reckless vampire. So he... Oh, and a reckless of all things, and he chose not to ambush. Interesting. Okay, Goldaming has some sort of combat event. That's either an escape route or heroic leap. But yeah, he has to try to kill it now. Otherwise this thing's maturing for 7 points. And those 2 aristocratics would have gotten wiped anyway. So, all of his current work will have been for nothing. Strength, okay. Went with punch. Yeah. I would guess... Well, I would guess that Drac will do a Mesmerize next, since he just did punch. I think that's what I would do, if I had the option at least. Yeah, Mesmerize. Knife, okay. So now we know exactly what a Goldaming has. He has only a knife to beat this thing. So he's got to land 2 hits before it escapes. Either that, and now that he's mesmerized, a punch plus knife is not going to be good enough. Yeah, I'm afraid that this one is going to go... Sadly, this one is looking good for Sir Backstab. He also needs to start being a bit concerned about getting bitten as well. Dracula's thinking hard about his next move. Okay, going for the bite. And Goldaming dodges it. So, if I were the hunter right now, I would... I also would probably just escape, as he's likely going to do a strength next. Expecting you to play your knife. Because then you would lose your last item. Okay, Mesmerize. Once again, yeah. So if the Reckless has the second Fangs, he likely will play it. Well, Doming, more likely than not, was going to dodge again. Yeah, Sir Backstab has won this opening sequence, but the game is by no means over. It simply means that there will be less IDS for now. That was actually risky. I would have done escape the round before. Sadly, sadly to me, but definitely good work to Sir Backstab, as that's going to be 7 points. On the plus side, of course, that means that they only have to worry about where he's gone now. And although with the hunters with Van Helsing still being on England, they may struggle. Randiv may well struggle a bit here. Oh, hypnosis. Interesting. That's a very nice event to have, like, in the event he ends up going to sea. But I think with how Sir Backstab is playing is due to the fact that Rufus came into play. I think that he's kind of committing to staying away from the sea as much as he can. Yeah, it's a good start for Dracula. Hasn't taken any damage yet. And has gotten 7 points. Yeah. I think you're big mistake. If Dracula is indeed at Zagreb now, he may well be contemplating a wolf form to get over Mina. But if he does that, it kind of announces that he is doing that. It doesn't. Exactly where? We don't know yet, as there are quite a few possibilities. Okay, Randiv seems to be thinking about some sort of dawn thing. Apologies for my creaky chair. So, with Goldaming, would I resupply now, or would I wait a little? I suppose I would probably resupply now. Try to get something. I don't know exactly what I would want, because I don't know the events and such. Oh? You got something that... Oh, I see. Overload in events. Horses, yeah. Yeah, check it. Yep, that is indeed the Wolfhorn location. Or the location you Wolfhorned from. Ambushing with the Reckless this time. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it was waiting for him so long to confirm being ambushed. I suppose he simply didn't click the button for a while. Alright, let's see what happens. Excuse me. Sorry, but it is getting close. It is now 9:45 here, so I am getting somewhat tired, but strength again. Another knife. Oh. So that's double knife that Seward's got. Yeah, Seward's, along with... I mind you, we still haven't seen everything because of course Seward being Seward, he has something that... We've seen 2 knives, a horse, but there is still one other thing. At a guess, I would say a rifle. Or a stake. I suppose stake slightly more likely at this early stage. Especially, let me see, yeah, there have been 2 rifles and 2 pistols discarded, so... Sir Backstab's definitely taking his time on his choice, but, well... claws. Playing the other knife again. There hasn't been any mesmerized yet, no? Right. Good. So the vampire... So I suppose the primary thing you want as the vampire now is escape his mist. In case Seward does punch. Mind you, Seward is losing quite a bit of health. Yeah, mesmerize is the second best thing. Plotting? Okay. Must have run out of... Was it that he had all escape his miss and... escape his miss, fang, and bat? Or escape his bat and fangs apart from that? I suppose so. I suppose that makes a certain amount of sense. Yeah, but I unfortunately had Seward, so he'll recover relatively quickly. But that, yeah, that hurt, to be sure. That was a daytime ambush, and the vampire didn't get any points out of it, so that's a win for the hunters, so to speak. So Van Helsing needs to come to the mainland. The longer he stays there, the more space he's going to act to maneuver in Central Europe. It's rather easy to lose a trail there. Newspaper? Lol. A second stake been discarded by Van Helsing. Van Helsing does need to get to the mainland. I mean, I can't chase after Dracula alone. I would have her. Have her be the one supplying for now. I don't know. Possibly check. I suppose the scouts would be nice right now. He can start just eliminating spots. I suppose one thing that would definitely be nice is an excellent weather, so that Van Helsing could make the crossing in one day. A charter carriage for Godalming would also be nice. He could make it... Oh, scouts. What do you know? Showing a dogs now. He went to Zurich. Okay. Just keep dogs over a pistol. Interesting. Yeah, Sir definitely needs to rest for a bit. Yeah, Godalming now has the... Now, fill in his lap, so have Godalming... What I would do is I'd have Godalming deal with Serio. And the thing is that he's got plenty of time to do so. So even if he rolls slow on his horses, he'll get there in plenty of time. and then have Van Helsing come to the mainland, and have Seward and Mina give chase. Oh. Shit. Unfortunately, already showed the hypnosis man. I wasn't the best of ideas, switching to showing the newspaper reports after the fact. So where will they go from Zurich? I mean, the obvious thing is Marseille. But then he might want to do Strasbourg, possibly try to bluff them out and go up north to northern Germany through Nuremberg. I will see. Yeah, have him deal with Sarajevo. Yep. Bum 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 bum. Wolves choosing to ambush. Okay. Revealing his knife, as Drac already knows about it. So, perfectly fine thing to do. So now what I would do is I would rule out the possibility of Nuremberg by him simply moving only to Munich this turn, and then have me do a scan. Well, he doesn't get much choice as he rolled slow, but yeah. Van Helsing needs to come off the island. When are you gonna do it, man? Really? Daytime trade? I suppose... chartered carriage. Okay. Not sure why exact. Is it possible that Mina? No, Mina doesn't have an excellent weather. I. Trying to force it. Oh, forcing a one-on-one fight with Mina? I don't know about that. Especially when he knows that one of your things is dogs and therefore isn't combat related. Yeah. I don't know about that one, man. That seems a bit too bold. It's very bold, but the thing is, he knows that unless you just trade away your hypnosis, he knows that the other thing you're carrying is hypnosis. I mean, it's possible she has a holy circle. Just wants to keep track of Dracula. Chose to ambush with fog. Interesting. Honestly, I'm kind of glad for Randiv that that's the case. Because first of all, the fog is out in the open and sooner, and it's gonna be, which means that it'll be gone quicker. And now Mina can just continue supplying while Globbing and Seward try to keep catching up. Again, Van Helsing can come down from England to make things easier. Yeah. Guessing Sir Backstab has forgotten that he has to confirm that he has no dusk action, which is why. Okay, there it goes. Oh, I see. Deploying the fog, but not avoiding the combat. I'm not sure I would have even bothered deploying the fog. I guess forewarned is a concern, but strength makes sense. Crucifix, okay. Yeah, I don't know what made Randiv choose to do this, but so that's a busted crucifix. What now? What else do I think Mina's got? She has only one item left, apart from her dogs. We've seen a lot of firearms in the discard, but we know where all the knives are, so we know that there's no knives involved. I hope, Randiv, that you have great strength if you're playing a Heavenly Host. I think that picking this fight was a bad mistake. Was at least a bad idea. I mean, it may pan out. We'll see, but busting one of those two items getting one of your two items busted is definitely not a good start. Mesmerize, punch, okay. So Dracula's not gonna get away scot-free with this. Plotting. Escape, okay. So, Mia lost a crucifix. Drac took 1 damage. I am considering that she's in a big city and there's fog. That's not the that's not all that bad an outcome for the hunters. But it's not all that bad for. But on the other hand, the fact that Drac chose to deploy the fog, I think that in the end, I think that the hunters come out on top in that exchange. A fog in exchange for a crucifix, when in a spot where the hunter can immediately get a new item the following day. To me, that sounds like a small win for the hunters, since Mina did manage to deal 1 damage. And taking 2 damage in a night fight. I guess the crucifix got busted, but I personally think that overall, the hunters got the better of that exchange. So where will Dracula go now? The thing for Dracula is that his trail is being cleared just as quickly as he's making it. Admittedly, the hunters are using. I would say that charred carriage down to Marseille like that was definitely a suboptimal play. I would, if you're gonna have me in advance, have her go to Zurich and deal with that. And then you can do a scan the following day. See if he's in Italy, and if he isn't, well, then he will certainly win Marseille. Or if not that, then he basically. I think that the hunters shouldn't have been that aggressive, especially with Van Helsing still on the island, even though we're partway into week 2, and they discarded the trail rather early. Yeah. Yeah, Van Helsing staying there is definitely a mistake. I would have moved Van Helsing off the island the moment that the scouts early fled Bucharest. Knowing that he's there, you can leave the island, uh, come to the mainland, and even if only to get situated at Paris to continue supplying, I think it's the right thing to do. At Paris, Brussels, basically in a big city on the mainland. So what's Sir Backstab going to do? Backstab's thinking long and hard about this. He doesn't have wolf form, so he has to go either to he has to go to one of these 5. Since he of course can't go back to Zurich. Alon, does he go into Italy where and then try to go back east, or does he instead go down to Spain? Or neither, and go try to head to northern France to try to loop up into Germany? I don't know. It will be interesting to see the hunters figure it out. Thinking long and hard about it, but has made his move now. Any Dawn stuff? No, at least not yet. Horses roll 2, so now Gul'daman can go address Zurich. Or no, not quite. But Suri can do so. He can at least figure out what it is. But it's possible. Do you send him to check Genoa? Make sure he's not trying to double back east. Okay. Didn't go to Geneva. Now... What now? Again, daytime trade. Not coming off the island. Can't say I like it. Yeah, if he had come off the island all that long ago, he could be actively helping. At least helping far more directly. Chances are our Dracula wouldn't have gone away with this wolf form over Mina, for that matter. He would likely have been forced out to sea at some point. By now. So Godalming will likely just rest, heal, or will he? I don't know. Yeah. Now Seward might choose to get a ticket instead, but no. Okay. Yeah, with Van Helsing on the mainland, there could be so much more action going on. So, tomorrow, what I would do with as hunters is I would have Goldaming check Genoa, see if he went east to go down to Italy. And then have Seward address Zurich, deal Zurich. Van Helsing again should come off. Although at this point he might want to stay because Dracula is getting closer to the ports that might lead to England. And if Van Helsing vacates it now, okay. Why is it still stuck on the Dracula phase, I wonder? Oh, just haven't ended a turn yet. See? Alright. What we got now? Okay, I suppose that means that he goes and deals with Zurich. Okay, Sir Backstab's thinking about ambushing. So that seems to say that it's not a hoax or a third aristocratic. Bats. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's heading straight for Spain by the looks of it. Desecrated soil in ambush. So, yeah, one thing Sir Backstab... It appears that one thing Sir Backstab is yet to fully learn is when to ambush and when to not. Because... yeah, that wasn't... I mean, that's the sort of thing where you simply want the hunter to have to search it. I mean, bats, it's debatable. Either way is fine. But... I mean, in this particular scenario, since he didn't have anything to bat at climbing into, waiting for him to search would have been better, but for bats it can definitely be right to ambush sometimes. So it does have a Henley host, so goodbye Discreet Soil. Yeah, I suppose now that he is already in Spain, it might be correct to... It might actually be correct to just stay up there. I don't know. Excuse me. Evil presence. Well, yeah, obviously. But actually that does help, because it does mean that he didn't go Clown Frand. That eliminates a bit of sneakiness possibility. So that does actually help him a little. It doesn't do much, but it's not nothing. So, I would supply with Mina. You need to get something better than dogs. Because, presumably, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Van Helsing's holding the third horse. Although, if he is, surely Randiv would bring him off. Okay. Again, this is risky. Alright, so he did go down to Spain. That we now know for certain. That's definitely good to know. So first, what's going to happen with the bats? I suppose back to Munich, or possibly up to Nuremberg. Basically somewhere away from Spain. Okay, we're Nuremberg. Makes sense. It's away from Spain and a small town. So Seward, I would fetch a ticket. You really got nothing else to do. Van Helsing, oh, what does he do? Yeah, I think that this game will likely go on till, quite possibly, will go on till week 4 unless something rather drastic happens soon. Uh, firstly because, firstly because, the, I mean, primarily because on the one hand, the hunters are keeping the trail nice and clean, but on the other hand, they're just never catching up, and when they have, they've just done practically almost nothing. So I think that Drac will quite possibly survive till week 4. Catch most of the stuff from the dust created soil, I see. So, probably our first lair here. No, did he? Looks as if he chose to mature it and didn't make it a lair. Interesting. Oh. Apparently just... Yeah, I suppose there simply isn't any waiting for prompt anymore. But now where does he move? I mean, if he already went to Barcelona, I might consider doing a hide, depending on what sort of encounters he has in hand. But if he went Saragossa, then I would go just to one of the harbors. Keep them guessing. So this would be a decent time for a renewed vigor, I think. Which seemingly the hunters don't have. Going to... Okay, not Alicante. Behind the Veil. Okay, that would likely be the new vampire that he's gonna discard. Yep. Mina... I might supply with Mina. Like, if you have... If the last horse happens to be in the bottom 8 of the deck, I might have her search for it. Okay, that's not where he is now. Thing is, with wolf form soon to come off the trail, if he is hiding at Barcelona, if he went directly to Barcelona and then hid, he might actually be able to get away with a feed before going to sea, and then possibly simply after the feed, when wolf form comes off the trail, wolf form north with how this is going. Not that I think that would be a good. Not that I think that would be a good idea for Jack to do that, but it's definitely a thought. There's not... Yeah, huh. Yeah, if he puts down another land space, we'll know that he's been at Saragossa at some point or another. Okay. Yeah, making another layer. So what does Drac do now? It really all depends on where he is right now. If he is currently in Madrid, probably you go to one of the ports almost always. There are only 3 firearms in play maximum. Okay. Sideways moving. Oh! Misdirecting Toulouse. I like that. Makes it... gives there a little bit more uncertainty. Because... obviously the hunters will know that it's possible that he's just sitting in Barcelona. So if so now he opens the possibility that he's going back north. So, well now, that makes me inclined to believe that he's currently at Barcelona, one way or another. Whether going there directly and hiding, or going to Saragossa first, I don't know. I can't say I entirely like how this is going, but I'm kind of on both sides, because if Drac has indeed gone back to the Toulouse, oh yeah, that's nice. That's definitely very nice. They'll allow Mina to go first, and it reveals some stuff about the trail. And Van Helsing might draw scouts. Yes, there's still 2 copies left. Okay, negative on that. But who knows what he might have picked up. Yeah, that was the first move. Bats. Okay. So what stuff is left? We haven't seen any mobs, any bodyguards. There's still 2 fighter ramps left, 1 of each type. There's a 3rd aristocratic. Another soil, another fog, another wolves. Can't see any rats. I would imagine that at least one of those has rats in it. Okay, so he can reach as far as Marseille. Oh, that was Siri, not Gladam. I'm not sure I would have done that. I probably would have checked out Barcelona. Or just checked Madrid to see if he even went that way at all. Because Siri may have just gone in the complete wrong direction. Okay. Yeah, so Goldaman can now reach Marseille. That's gonna add some pressure to Drac. Huh. Going for Geneva instead. I mean, okay. Suppose Marseille would be closer. Mystic Research. Discard 2 Dracula events. So now he can do some night supplying. Great Wolf and Devilish Power, eh? And there's now 10 Drac events in the discard, so... I don't know. And yeah, Goldaman getting an event. I might have Seward do the same thing. Okay. All the stakes are in the discard. Van Helsing drew most of them, it seems. Local rumors. Okay, had that been at Marseille, that would have been more useful, as that would have told him whether or not he went to Toulouse. Okay, so where is he going to bat Mina? Back to Santander, perhaps? Depends on whether or not he wants to, like, bat her into an ambush, or not. Whether he wants to keep his trail obscured as long as possible. Problem is, Wolfworm's going to come off the trail this time. So... So, Drac will have quite a few possibilities. What's it waiting for Randiv for? Oh, okay. Not sure what that was about, but... Yeah, likely we're gonna see another wolf form. Either that or he'll go to sea. Honestly, I don't know. At this point, he's not really under much pressure. With Van Helsing still in England, you can't apply all that much pressure with only 3 of them in this elaborate maze. It's hard to apply enough pressure, especially since only 2 of them have horses. Hmm. Yeah. If Drac does try to break back east, I mean, if Randiv is lucky, he'll make the classic mistake of stepping on one of his lairs, uh, and give it away. Uh, but yeah, goodness, Van Helsing, what are you doing? He should have cut off the moment that at they first discovered the trail. Hmm. Yeah, goodness. This is taking a while. Chose to feed. That seems to say that he's hiding at Barcelona. Uh, I don't know which way this will go. Like, it's... If Randiv has CG and Drac goes to C and doesn't take that into accountants, that's one way the hunters could win. The thing is, they're just moving too slow. Yeah, there's just no clear winner here. I mean, the hunters still have a full week and 2 days of week 4, and Dracula needs to make 2 moves in week 4. But Drac is now at full health again. I don't know. Okay. Evil presence. Not... Again, that would have been slightly... Well, actually, that is very useful because that tells him that he's not down here. So that confirms that it's Barcelona. Either that or he really did go back to Toulouse and chose to feed at Toulouse. I mean, I can see the thinking why he might do the latter of those. But I think that it's a hide at Barcelona. think that's all the proxy events, isn't it? No, that's only one local rumors. Yeah, there's still one more proxy event. Come on, Van Helsing, get off there. Finally. Just before the end of week 2, he finally comes off. Waited far too long. Could have put so much more pressure on. I suppose it's easy for me to say that as a spectator, but under pressure of tournament, especially since for week 4, with Randiv and I, Team Wildlife, are up against High Lords of Low Waters, Team High Lords of Low Waters, which is Sir Backstab here and Wakajic being one of the primary alpha players of the Discord channel. One of the 3 best in the entire. One of the 3 best. So, and since I'm going to have to face him, Randiv will feel additional pressure to win this game, so that our team can have at least one win for the week. And I of course, which since the subject came up, I will be playing Wakajic on Tuesday, 2 days from now. So it will be something. I'm definitely going to do my best to win, but it's not going to be easy against Wakajic. Discourage Sarajevo. Yeah, just making it a layer. Yeah, he's getting relatively close to shuffling his deck. Yeah, if he has a renewed vigor, now's the time to use it. Because Gul'daman can horse here, right, then here, then just walk here, Suri can horse in. Mina might have a sufficient railway ticket. It's possible. What would I do if I were Drac? I'm assuming that he's sitting here with a hide. I'd likely just go to C, get to the east fast. Yes, you take quite a bit of damage off of Rufus, but I might actually go to Wolfhorn to Bordeaux from there? I don't know. It depends on what sort of encounters I have in hand, I suppose. More than anything else. Yep, going to see. And that tells us what we need to know. It was a hide at Barcelona. So, problem is, due to his reluctance to leave there, I'm guessing that he put down the second fog there. And if there's also a vampire there, that would be minus 1 day to the... Regardless of whether it's new or aristocratic, that's minus 1 day. New, reckless, or aristocratic, that is. That's minus 1 day to the hunter's time. Yeah, hypnosis may very well be appropriate very soon. Does he have money trail? Because he's gonna want it for the second sea move. Assuming that Dracula moves by sea again, he's gonna want to be able to money trail that to see whether he's going South Atlantic or Mediterranean. Or South Atlantic or Tyrrhenian, sorry. Yeah. A spy. Okay. Randiv remarking how that's his favorite city. Doubtless being sarcastic there. Discarding and a fog. Discarded a knife. Yeah, if you have a forewarned, go ahead and use it. Yep. That's the thing you say forewarned for. So, it's good that they still have some night supplies from the Mystic research. That means that Seward can continue giving chase. Like, let us assume for the moment that he's going to go Tyrrhenian. Or, well, regardless which way he goes, he can wolf form it to Seward can horse to the next port and then supply back up by night. Okay. I think Sir Pack. Yeah, Barcelona is one of my favorite spots to go to as Drac as well. I mean, under the right circumstances. The question I have is, how long will Drac stay out at sea? The thing is that now that Van Helsing's on the mainland, Drac might want to circle up to England, but no, that'd become a bit too telegraph. And Drac knows that Mina has hypnosis, or at least should know. Not sure whether Sir Backstab is paying sufficient attention or not, but I'm assuming in good faith that he is. Uh, so therefore, the moment he lands, they play Hypnosis, right? And we'll play Hypnosis to use it as a makeshift, as a second-rate money trail. But drag may want to Wolfform ashore. I think what I would do if I were Drac is I would go to the Tyrrhenian Sea, Wolfform ashore to Bari, so as to play around CG, and then just immediately ferry the Adriatic then, or no, I would probably just go Ionian and then go to the east, because the longer he stays out at sea, now the hunters have nothing to do but try to find him. They know precisely where he is, although they won't after what is presumably going to be a sea move. If he does land, I would assume that will be CAG. Because it would be far too risky otherwise, in my opinion. He could try to bluff and go back to Alicante. I honestly don't know what will happen at this point. If he doesn't land immediately, Rufus will come into play and deal a little bit of extra damage. But honestly, I would just accept that and go to Ionian. Honestly, I don't know. But the real question is, what is Sir Backstab going to do? What does he think? Yeah. Yeah, with hypnosis, landing back in Iberia would be, or Spain or Iberia as the game calls it, it would be far too risky. As they'd be able to lock onto that immediately. So, yeah, Sir Backstab definitely, he thinks, is definitely a slower player. Yeah, Randiv is wondering as well. Uh, where? This is troubling. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, that was starting to get a little worrying. So, what does... what does... Uh, Sir Backstab do? He's likely got a lair. Well, except no, that was a misdirect that slid off. So... Hmm... Hmm... Turanian? South Atlantic? What's it gonna be, Sir Backstab? Yeah, things seem to be happening in slow motion here. What? This is taking... Alright. Maybe... You there? SV? You there, SV? uh... I don't... I'm not sure what to do here, to be honest. Okay, there it goes. Wolf formed ashore. Interesting. A speed telegraph would be nice now so that you could hypnosis with Mina first. Like, check if you went, like, over Marseille to... you know he's not in Zurich. So, that narrows it down a little, thanks to the layers. Is this Wolfform a bluff Wolfform onto Cag? So, Wolfworm from Mediterranean. It is tough to track down at times. So, he wouldn't choose Clermont-Ferrand or Toulouse. People are far too close for that. I think that it's likely that he chose Genoa or Milan and is going to try to break back east. Alright. So, oh, do we have a problem here? Are you Randiv? Okay, wait. Oh, there it goes. Alright, a 1. That's unfortunate, because both the 1 locations are lairs. So, yeah, now he's gonna get ambushed, I would guess, by rats. That's the most logical thing to put a mob? Okay. So, the awkward thing for Seward is that he can't, like, safely leave Spain until he knows that he didn't just wolfform back in here. I think that despite it being a lair, Van Helsing should come down to Marseille. And then, or possibly Van Helsing goes to Bordeaux. Mina rails to him. And then, while Seward supplies, maybe? Okay, 1-1. that's not entirely a bad thing because the logical 2 spot to go to would be Marseille, and that too is a lair. So went to Saragossa. Interesting. Interesting. Van Helsing did indeed have the last horse and was sitting up there all this time. Oh, Randiv, why did you do that? So now Mina moves on to Seward, I would say, and uses hypnosis so that we know whether so that we know whether Drac came back to yeah, hypnosis. Yeah. I might have had Seward stay put so that she could hypnosis by day, so that she only gets delayed at night. So what does Mia do? I think that the hunters are actually better off if wow, not gonna use hypnosis. Alright. Now the real danger is if Dracula Wolfhorned back into here. Back into Iberia. Because now they're in no position to use hypnosis. They're going to have to check all the spots. They're going to have to check Milan and Genoa as soon as possible. Because if it's not that, that means that Drac doubled back on them. Unless, of course, it's CAG. In CAG, it's not such a big deal. Because he's gonna have to announce the fact by going out to sea, and he's already used all of his stay in place mechanisms except for Dark Call, and I'm not sure Drac will want to do that if he's a CAG, as that's yet another 2 damage that he's gonna take. So Toulouse, Clermont-Ferrand, Milan, Genoa, possibly Granada, possibly Madrid. Personally, I think it's Milan. With Mina showing hypnosis and also just being in Iberia in general, I would do with Mina, I would do a night supply. When the time comes, because he still has some fuel from Mystic Research left. So long as Randiv hasn't forgotten about that, then yeah, Van Helsing I think should night supply as well. Try to find scouts, basically any way to narrow it down. Chose to pass, was that? Hmm. So what you do as Dracula here depends on where you are. So I really can't say I mean, if I'm at CAG, if I were at CAG, I would just go back out to sea. I mean, I probably wouldn't have stopped at CAG in the first place, in truth, if he is there. And that Wolfhorn was there just for a bluff. Let's see. If he places one way or another, whatever he does, it's going to give the hunter some information. Unless he does Dark Call, which honestly I'm not sure Drac wants to do that. If he lays down a land card, he confirms that he's not at CAG because Hyde is already on the trail. If he lays down another sea, that confirms that that confirms that it's Tyrrhenian Sea, at least. It won't confirm that he was... Okay, so it was not Cagliari. So, we need to identify where Area Wolfhorn to. So how will Randiv conduct the hunters here? I would send Gul'daming. Okay. I would have rolled horses, tried to get to Genoa, and have Van Helsing check. I would have simply gone to Madrid. I would do a hypnosis right now. Yeah, that's precisely what he's setting up for. Would I wait till night? And at this point, you kind of might as well. Especially since you're down an item. He knows that you have only a dog's plus one other thing. Yeah. Okay, so where are you? He did double back into Iberia. So that's bad for the hunters. But or actually is it? Now that I think of it, it's not the worst thing, because now Dracula's going to have to go to sea again soon. Because with fast horses, Gul'daming and Van Helsing are going to be coming in fast. And this next time, depending on how long it takes them to pressure him, depending on how long it takes him to pressure him, out to sea. Considering that we have seen both fogs. He seems to have forgotten the fact that there's mystic research that he can use. He can draw events off the bottom for safely for a bit. Depending on how soon they pressure him out to sea, it may be that he's forced to go South Atlantic, North Atlantic. But that would mean that they'd have to push him out to sea in the next 2 days, I think. And I see that as doable. Okay, giving Mia the horse makes a certain amount of sense. Yeah. So, oh, she has a heroic leap. I see. That's what the hypnosis was hiding. So, yeah, there's still 2 unaccounted for vampires. It's possible, with how he put the aristocratics and the initial vampire so close together, it's possible that that's one. That one of them, that they could well have been discarded. At least one, well, one could have been wiped by the initial vampire. Yeah, I wonder how... Okay, yeah. I'm advancing. So I'll take them as far as Toulouse. Randiv will have to be careful not to overcommit. Because he sends everyone into Spain, then he'll be free. Drac will be free to go up to England. So, does he go hunting for where Drac is now? Or does he go for the Wolfram location? Oh, interesting. In that case, what's on the trail is Madrid and Saragossa and Granada. In addition to that, well, others have had plenty of time to gear up. This is... Dragon is in a difficult position, but the hunters are also really on a clock. Okay, yeah, nice. It would appear as if the Reckless didn't have a fangs. So if I were the hunters, I would have well, except that it's not Van Helsing who's holding the hero clip, but Mina. If Van Helsing was holding the hero clip, I would trade it down to Seward right now, so that he can just knock 5 health out of Drac, make going to sea more painful and such. So with Mina, she can train down to Madrid, I suppose. Okay. Or just, yeah. Well, now it's extremely easy to find him. Like, if Randiv does have renewed vigor, which at this point I kind of doubt he does, if Dracula does not go out to sea this turn, it will be very hard for him to. It's quite possible that he could die. Planned ambush. Okay, Seward really has to do as much damage as he can, because the thing is, if Dracula does get out to sea, he only has to make 2 moves to win. So he could go up to Ireland. Yeah, there's all sorts of things he could do. I imagine that we're gonna see a Heavenly Host sometime in this combat. Strength, punch. Oh, planned ambush though. So if he has a Heavenly Host, yeah, the last thing he should do is honestly escape, because we need to make this fight count. Okay, that's already quite a bit of damage in. But what now? Do you play the punch to intercept a mesmerize? The question is, what will Dracula do? Will he try to get a kill, and therefore try to win by getting enough influence simply by... I mean, he could simply try to stay here. Guard with his Reckless Vampire guarding him. If he kills Seward, then 1 point from the Reckless will win in the game. Claws again. Claws. Dodge. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because... Just how many firearms are in this card? 3 of each kind. So there's only 2... At maximum, 2 firearms in play. Mesmerize... Knife. Ooh. Okay. And Seward no longer has double knife, unless he Unless I'm badly mistaken, because I think he got hit by a spy earlier. Whoops. Yeah, he was the one who discarded the knife, if I'm not mistaken. So now he doesn't have double knife, but could he... I think he could have garlic. Then again, Drac can also escape this turn. Yep. Yeah, this is looking pretty decent for Drac. If he goes out to sea now and stays out at sea for a couple turns, he will have enough time to. He'll have enough health, and it's going to be a close game because for Dracula to survive to the next week, he's going to have to take a good hunk of sea damage thanks to Rufus. So, because if he is here in Spain any longer, unless he simply plays down the hide card, in which case he'll have more fights with Seward. Yeah, makes sense. Give Seward an extra trick to pull. Yeah, this... And he knows that if Mina catches up with him, she's got Heroic Leap to the point... And that will damage him to the point where he kind of can't go out to sea. Unless he does a feed first. So we'll see what he does. And the thing is, since he's shuffled his pile, I think it's possible that he may have a fog again. Unlikely, but possible. Yeah, he only just reshuffled the deck, so he's drawn one card from the new deck. So there's a 1 in 18 chance that he has a fog. Well, 2 in 18, so 1 in 9 chance that he has a fog. So, yeah, what does Drac do? And if I were Drac, I think that as Drac, what I would do is I would misdirect this location, before moving. That means that they have more possibilities. Yes, it's obvious that you go to Lisbon, but what if that's not the only option, as it is at present? Apart from going to sea, that is. Of course. Yeah. The thing is, if he makes one step, Mina and Sura can both get on him so long as Mina rolls her horses well enough. And the thing is, she might not even have to use horses. She might have the necessary tickets to get down there. Hmm. Hmm. So what's Dracula going to do? Oh, he chose to move on to get to Lisbon. This is extremely risky. Mind you, there hasn't one forewarned played. So if he did indeed pick up a fog, then this might be okay. Alright. If you have a renewed vigor, now is the time to do it. It seems as if Randiv simply doesn't have it. Sense of emergency. Nice. That changes things. That means that Gul'damin will enter first. And if it is indeed a fog top deck sort of thing... Alright, Backstab. The new vampire. Alright. So this is interesting. In this case, you don't want to use the heroic leap. Except possibly to help Amina get past the new vampire. I think that due to the fact that it wasn't a fog, I think that the hunters will likely win today. Because this will be most likely it'll be definitely a 2-on-1, possibly a 3-on-1, depending on the horse roll, or possibly ticket roll. Then again, how's everyone's health doing? Seward's at 7. I mean, if the new vampire can do enough damage, maybe Drac might be able to win by getting a double kill. But that's quite a big ask. Especially when, if they really want to, they can just do a heroic leap, and then Dracula just can't go out to sea. Not without having to immediately land. Yeah, so one way or another, I'm pretty sure that the game is going to end it within the next couple days, with either tonight, or the following night. Ah, garlic. Nice. Nice counter to strength. Guard your health. Yeah. Definitely see it. Yeah, just play defensive. Although I suppose with that, possibly just dodge and garlic from here. Now that he knows about the garlic, you can just dodge and garlic. I mind you, a dodge could well get plotted on. Either of those could easily get plotted on, but in this case, I'm not sure that's the biggest deal. Fangs, escape, okay. It's not a reckless, so it doesn't matter. Takes a bit of damage, that's all. Okay, Seward. And Van Helsing trades something down to Seward. Quite possibly some combat trick like Lucky Find. Or possibly an escape route. An escape route would definitely be nice here, because then you can dodge the new vampire. That is only for reckless. That's only for reckless. Not new. Apparently Sir Backstab mixing up the vampire types there. Got an escape route? Yep, good. So Seward dodges the new vampire. Van Helsing, the thing is, if Van Helsing has a chartered carriage, he can get down there. We've only seen 1 out of 3. So if he has one, we could actually have a full-on 4-on-1 here. And Drac will not get out of that alive. So, oh, and he doesn't need to have a chartered carriage. Why did he hesitate so long over it, Randiv? This is your chance. This is now guaranteed 3v1. I mean, I suppose the new vampire has some reason to hesitate a little. If Van Helsing is not that well equipped. Now we're having guaranteed 3v1, possible 4v1. Tonight. Dracula might be able to make it close if he manages to take out one of them, one way or another. Another escape route? Nice one, Randiv. Yep, that you should have, Sir Backstab. That was your deadly mistake, and I'm afraid that by not going to sea, you kind of threw the game. If you'd gone to sea, you you at least stood a chance. They were doing a decent job of pressuring you, and since you took 4 off of Seward, that combat, uh, that that means that yeah that means that this is just GG. I will be amazed if Dracula somehow manages to get through this. Just plotting. Oh, good punch. Randiv managed to anticipate that. Things. Oops, can't leave yet. But no damage done, so. Claw. Yeah, random dodge this time. Mixing it up. Not being predictable. Good. So does Randiv try to escape again? Or does he mix it up again? Worst case scenario, now that both mesmerizers are down, he takes 2 damage. Nothing worse than that. Okay, yeah, the vampire gets to heal 1 health, but whatever. So. Yeah, this is the final confrontation now. The question is, will Mina get a good enough horse roll, or or either a good enough horse roll, or does she have a large enough ticket? Because that could be her way down. Okay. Oh, rolled slow. Apparently not everyone wants to meet the new vampire in town. But whatever. A 3v1, but I think that it's just game over here. I think that this is gonna go in the hunter's favor for the win. Just playing that for funsies? Okay. Lol. They're definitely not going to prevent it. Plan damage on Lord Glaming. Okay, so now 3v1, all of them have at least 6 HP, so they're out of 1 claw equals death. So, yeah, I think that this is just game. At best for Dracula, I think, is he double claws and takes out 1 hunter. Yeah, Randiv being a gentleman is telling him which hunter has the planned ambush. But that's wrong. All of the effects. Yeah, best case scenario is he does double claws and it manages to kill one of them, I think. Oh, but Randiv was playing around that. Yeah, so Goldaming is likely gonna dump a Heavenly Host on him now. Either that or... Okay, so he doesn't have one. Otherwise he would have played it. Yeah, just playing out his biggest piece of damage. Went with a pistol with Van Helsing. Makes sense. Oh, holy bullets. Oh, nice way to end. Holy bullets. 1 round kill. Alright, GG's. So the game goes to Randiv with 7 influence points. On you up for a chat. And I'll see if I can get them in. See if let's see if they I've given them a call. Let's see if they pick up.
Howdy.
Hey there, Randiv. I would say well done, but nice job getting the win. But I will say that there were some things that were notably, yes, post game. One moment, you just join the voice call, and we can discuss the game. Just join the voice call. Yes, post game interview. Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, before you tell me anything I did wrong, let me give me a chance to
Say it yourself. Yeah.
confess. So, is that where you want to start, or?
Well, I'm trying. Well, I can provide you with some well, I can provide you with some. Hmm.
I will. No, I'll tell you that I know 3 places that I would do things differently.
Okay.
Um,
Sir Backstab's on his way. Uh,
oh, okay. So we'll wait. I'll wait for him, I guess. Unless
yeah.
I never saw him use the chat during the game, so I don't think he was looking at it.
He used it a few times. Let's. I'm actually gonna disconnect it or well. Let's see.
Hello?
Uh, okay. I made a. Here, I'll tell. Come to the group I made with us and Randiv. Oh, hey, Sir Backstab. Or wait, oh, was that you turning on video or something?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Pressing this various buttons.
Come to the. All right, I'll disconnect from Mo and ring him up specifically, so I can tell him how to
Should
find
I stay
this.
here or should I
Yeah,
jump off?
just wait here. Okay. Here. Let's. Sorry, folks. This may take a little bit. Just answer on Discord. Just answer on Discord. This one. I can write you. Okay. He's. Hmm. Uh. Okay. Group voice. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
There we go.
Thanks for the message, Randiv. All right. Hello, Sir Baxter. Welcome.
Hello.
So, okay, Randiv was going to start off with things he could have done better. You were saying?
Yeah. So the first thing I did was I was doing a good job of tracking down that first tokened location, and I got thrown off by. I wasn't expect. I should not have used.
Should not have used your stake.
Yeah, I should not have used a stake.
You should.
Well, I guess I
you
was
should have.
expecting maybe a hoax, so maybe I would have used a stake because that would have delayed me also.
The correct thing to do there was actually simply not search at all that night. Simply wait until after you dealt with the rumor token.
Right.
So yeah.
And then when I went to the next location, I forgot that I didn't have a stake, and I was like, "All right, so I'll just search at night and
try to kill it with only a knife."
Oh, I don't have a stake anymore. Oh well.
But yeah, the second. And you said there are 3 things that you really messed up?
Way later, this is a second game where I've jumped past someone who went to Barcelona because I just said they would not possibly go to a place where I could jump on them with 2 hunters, so they must be farther down, and I went past.
Well,
and it's
there is something far more immediate. In fact, even before the rumor token mistake, you should have brought Van Helsing off the once you got that scouts that revealed him on day 3. By the way, I hope you guys are filling in the form for the results while we're talking.
Eventually.
Uh,
I'm
uh,
not.
well, you might want to. It, in any event,
Was
what
it 7 or 8 influence, by the way? What
it
was?
was 7.
Just 7, I think. I didn't
Yeah,
get
Yeah,
any more.
there
yeah,
was no bite from a reckless.
no.
No,
He
it
tried
was a new
to.
vampire.
He tried to, but
Yeah.
didn't. But in any event,
Okay.
uh, as soon as that scout was looked up and you saw that he was in the east, you should have taken Van Helsing to the mainland, even if only to set up a new base at like Paris or some other big city, like if his items weren't that great. Because especially with Van Helsing having a horse, I'm not sure when you picked that up,
Oh,
but
no, he only got the horse very late.
okay,
That
that
if
was very
like
deep
at
in the
the point that
deck.
he had a horse within a couple, like within 2 turns of that, I that's when I started bringing him in.
Hmm, I see.
But I never drew renewed vigor. I never drew a consecrated ground. But I was running around a lot instead of supplying, so I was
Yes,
alarmed that there was still like 40 cards in the event deck at the end of the game.
yeah,
So
you did. There were definitely times where, speaking of supplies, you seem to have forgotten about Mystic Research. That you still had some safe night supplies that you could
no,
have
I think I
done.
used them all. I used at least 3 of them on the turn after I did it. There's possible there was one, but I don't think so. I think I used them all. I only had
Well,
4.
if so, I missed that. Well, and then lastly, um, I what was the third thing I noticed? Well, I suppose it actually wasn't Mystic Research. So, and then
So,
as for you, sir, as for you, Sir Backstab, that was definitely well done at first, especially with how you slipped past him into the west, avoiding the sea.
sorry,
However,
I got a cat jumping on me here. Ouch. Oh, okay
okay,
now.
well, as I was saying, you did a nice job avoiding him, but you avoided the sea a bit too much. Was the problem? That was a nice double back into Spain, but yes, as you said, you kind of threw not going to see that last turn. I
Yeah.
mind you, your victory was not assured since you had to move twice with Fury Dracula points.
Yeah. I wanted to stick in Spain for one more round so I could go back to the Mediterranean because it would have cleared, but unfortunately I got triple tag
the
team there and that was
the
it.
the correct move there would have been into to actually, despite it not putting down a card, put down the hide card. So that first of all, you're further away you're further away from Mina. You're further away. You're not on the rail line, so Van Helsing,
Yeah.
doesn't have a
Yeah.
horse. So
Yeah.
at most only 2
I
could have
thought
done it
about
on you.
feeding there.
Well, you didn't have feed. That was still on the
Oh,
trail.
right, I didn't.
Uh,
Yeah.
so the correct thing for you to do there, if you were going to insist on staying, was
Yeah.
to lay down the high card so that
Right.
you have guarantee that barring a sense of emergency or renewed vigor, a sense of emergency for Mina and renewed vigor for Van Helsing, uh, only
Hello?
I mean, for that matter, it would have still taken Goldaming his sense of emergency to reach you. So really, if
Yeah, I
you
would have
I
only had 2 on me then.
yeah, 2 at most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That I might have been able to deal with maybe.
yeah, especially since then he would have had to risk another scrape with the reckless with Goldaming.
Oh,
Uh,
right, the reckless. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, like those reckless I think are a little better than the new ones, eh? The
yes,
new vampires.
they are.
Yeah. I see
Uh,
they have a little more versatility.
yes. Uh,
Hmm.
but in any case, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the other mistake that I make, that the most embarrassing mistake that I made, is one that I don't think I've done since like the second game, but it happens from the fog of war when you're getting just been playing in a long game. Is when he came back,
You didn't use
he went to the
hypnosis immediately.
Mediterranean, and he went
Ah,
into the
yes.
Mediterranean, and then he wolf formed off, and I went over to Zurich
Oh,
Not,
lair.
and it was a lair, and I mistook it for. I thought I had landed on Dracula, so I started moving all my people over there as if I had found him.
uh,
And then I realized, like, I don't know, on the third move, I realized, wait a second, or
well,
no, it might have been the next thing. Like, why didn't the fight happen at dawn? That's what I was doing. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's not him.
eh,
Yeah, well,
well,
Put me in bad, I would have been in better position for Spain otherwise, I think, because
yeah, well.
yeah, you would have been
Yesterday I moved.
you definitely would have been better off if you had used hypnosis immediately. Yeah,
right. That's what I would have done, except that I thought I knew exactly where he was.
Right.
I didn't use hypnosis. Then if I would have
yeah.
found out he was at Spain, I figured it had to be Granada actually because Madrid.
He visited both. I don't know in what order.
No, I don't think he was ever at Madrid.
Oh, he was. There were two spots before. There were two spots. After there was the Wolfhorn spot, then one other before Cadiz. So there. What? So he did visit both, right? Right.
Well, he can tell us if
Yeah, I
so.
think
Then
I
I think
did.
it was a hide.
I think I might have landed Wolf Form to Madrid.
Yeah, play around
Oh,
CG
okay.
doing that
Yeah, yeah, I
makes
think I did
sense.
that. But
Uh, yeah, that
That's kind of
was
dangerous, by the way, for consecrated ground purposes.
oh, I lose every game to consecrated ground.
Yeah, that's
great.
what the really good players.
Yeah,
So,
Granada is one of those spots where it's just a complete nuke. Even if you're at full health, you just die.
Yeah,
If
I
it
was
if
worried when I was on the coast there. I thought, oh God, when Van Helsing was pausing, I'm like, oh, here it comes.
yeah,
uh
I never. I spent too much time chasing you and not enough time supplying. That's what. So I didn't have renewed vigors across consecrated ground. Every time I found you, well, I either. There were a few times also where I just pulled a slow horse instead of a fast horse.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got lucky that you didn't have CG there. Otherwise, the game would have been over sooner, I think.
Yeah.
Uh I think that the thing that had the biggest impact on you lasting that long, Sir Backstab, was actually Van Helsing not coming sooner because that would have made it harder for you to sneak west, and you would
Hmm.
have been forced to see sooner. Uh, Giving him more time to giving him, and also it would have given him more hunters to clear off the encounters, yada yada, cover more space,
Yeah.
make it harder for you to maneuver in general. So I think that that was the biggest mistake of all, just leaving Van Helsing up there for just just so for over a week and a half, I think.
Yeah, I think he did some productive trading of
Yes,
events things. So moved
yes,
lots of planned ambush and
There's some
forewarned.
forewarned there's, yeah.
and
But I
yes.
never saw. Well, and I also had a great strength.
Oh, hmm.
If that I had like very early, like the first. So if in that last combat in the 3v1 or before, if something
It,
had gone wrong with one of my hunters, I could have kept him alive for a turn.
Oh yeah. So even if I would have stayed there with a hide, I might have been in trouble with great strength.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Mina was also running around with.
yeah.
Mina
Honestly,
was running. Sorry, Mina
yeah.
was running around with heroic leap for a long time, but I never connected.
Hmm.
Yeah, you might have wanted to trade that off her, especially once Seward had made contact down there. Because another thing is, you could have simply had to, if Van Helsing had been holding it, you could have simply not risked any more scrapes with the new vampire and simply have Seward heroic leap him, because then with 3 health he can hardly go out to sea,
Yeah,
and then you
because I
get
had Rufus the whole
yeah.
Roof-
game, so I think that deterred you from going farther by sea. But you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think that that was the mistake that cost you the game. I think Wolf forming back was a mistake. Spain is just a trap. Even when you get a decent start, you're almost always going to have to go to sea,
Yeah. And I
regardless what
knew
happens.
yeah,
Uh,
and I knew Mina had hypnosis, so going back to Spain was stupid after I did it. I'm like, oh, she's just going to hypnosis me anyway, so then I'm going to be really screwed.
Yeah, and
yeah,
if I hadn't
the
done that dumb thing at Zurich, that's what would have happened.
yeah
Yeah.
the correct move there, I think, was to go all the way to the Ionian and then Wolf form ashore to Sophia. Uh,
Right, and I had a couple layers over there too, which might have helped.
you had cleared out those layers to make new ones a while back. Uh, so no,
Yeah.
but yeah, you would have been far safer doing that. I mean, especially since I assume you didn't have money trail.
No.
I it would have taken him a while to figure out whether you went east or whether you instead like landed in Ireland.
Well, he would have hypnosed me wherever I landed, but if I would have been farther away,
Yes,
then he would have
yes, but
legit.
the thing is, unlike if he had money trail and he used it on your second C move, he would be just having his hunters race over to the east, whereas he would have had to perform something of a balancing act. Some of them stay back in case you're in Ireland, some of them don't.
Right.
So therefore, you would have been under as much pressure as a result.
Yeah. Yeah, and I probably when I got attacked, probably wouldn't have had three of them on me.
If
Well,
he
The
had
only
gone, if he had gone a couple C locations, I would have been supplying like mad, looking for a consecrated
Well,
ground.
that's true. That could have happened too, right?
But it still would have been.
yes, but at the same time, some of them doubtless would have been heading towards the east. Otherwise, they would have given you a lot of time. But although another thing is that they also would have had to clear out uh, a couple remaining encounters that you left there, so that would have slowed them down a little. Uh, it's not.
Well, yeah, they were just shitty encounters.
But
They
how?
weren't vampire.
But how was Randiv to know that? For all he knew, it wasn't. It was a hoax about to mature, going to give you like unearthly swiftness or something like that.
Yeah, there
How
wasn't
is
much.
he to know that?
Yeah, that's true. Right, he doesn't know what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Why were there? This is a game thing I didn't understand. Why were there two Dracula events face up in the discard pile?
Mystic research. When you discard Dracula events through
Oh,
Mystic research,
right.
you
Okay.
know what they are.
Oh,
Uh,
I didn't even
Yeah, I'm
notice that.
used to seeing them face down, but I was like, he never played those, so why are they face up? Okay, that makes sense.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Uh, anything else you want to raise? Any other subjects you want to raise, or shall we call that it? As it is rather late. uh,
Yeah,
no,
it's late here.
I'm done. I
That
got
was
the
fun. It was close.
Yeah, it was a fun game. Thank you.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, well,
yeah, make sure to report. I will do the same.
yeah.
Okay.
In that
And you didn't have
case,
CG, eh?
I never had CG. Yep.
Okay, I think that's all I need to know.
yep.
Yep.
In that case, good. Have a good night, and
Yep. You too.
everyone. And good night to everyone who watches this stream. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching.